get your lick back. If a nigga gon' do something, ain't no chit-chat. Better stay up out the way, don't get your shit splat. Stop, let this shit slide and get your lick back. And get your lick back, get your lick back. If a nigga gon' do something, ain't no chit-chat. Better stay up out the way, don't get your shit splat. Stop, let this shit slide and get your lick back. And get your lick back. I feel like I'm JX. J-Way. I'm a perfectionist. Adderall got me restless. I'm gone. Run with a wild crew, they get reckless. Young boy, come up off that neck. Give me that. To the trends. CLE be the band.
Welcome to Bleachers and Speakers. I'm your host, June, and welcome to this week's NFC North Roundtable, the Who Will Be King series. I got my comrades and my co-hosts with me. We'll go around the room like we usually do, and I'll let them introduce themselves, and they can tell you where they can find them. I want you all, if you're on my channel, if you're my fans of mine, you must be fans of theirs as well. So follow their YouTubes and stuff like that. Real good stuff over there. These are the ops, but they're good ops, though. They're good guys. So we'll start with Dave. Dave, introduce yourself and tell them where they can find you.
Hi, I'm Dave Stefano. I am over at Vikings First and Skull YouTube podcast, just about everywhere. You can find us, and we do the Minnesota Vikings, if you could not tell by my background.
Very good background as well. These good guys loosely. Hey, what's up, brother?
There's no such thing as a good op, June. Welcome back.
Okay.
Chicago until the world blow. But over here at the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel, we are covering all things Chicago sports and culture. Check us out, YouTube, and like Dave said, anywhere you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the rest. We can be found everywhere. Never a dull moment.
That's right, man. Good stuff over there at Chicago. Frustrated. Sorry about that. Good stuff at those channels. Foster.
Be Foster Child, one half of Bleachers to Speakers. You can catch me on everything at Be Foster Child. If the F doesn't work, try the number 4. Some of the platforms have the number 4 in place of F. So check me out. Baseball, basketball, Tigers, Lions, all that good stuff.
It's been a baby.
Hockey.
Well, not yet. We're working on that. Fellas, how are you guys today?
32 days to kickoff. 32 days until the Bears start 1-0. 32 days until the Packers start 0-1, continuing their long losing streak. So I couldn't be happier.
That's what's up, man. I mean, dog days of summer are counting down. We're going to be less than 30 days in a couple of days. We waited a while for this, it seems like. We got a few things to talk about today. We'll go around the room and we'll talk about any headliners you guys got. Pay, we'll start with you. What's going on headline-wise out of Chicago Bears camp?
Headline-wise, so last week we talked about starting safety Kobe Bryant, the timetable that was first provided by NFL insider Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport. That timetable that was criticized, called into question by some of the things that Ben Johnson had said later in the week, has now come to full clarity. The Bears have announced that Kobe Bryant, the number 1 free agent that the Bears signed this offseason, he's going to be down 46 months instead of 8 to 10 weeks. So probably season ending. Maybe. They said maybe get him back late December or for the playoffs. Fingers crossed. We shall see. But we are moving on from that. That is the biggest headline. There might be some other smaller injury concerns. Braxton Jones, left tackle, he's dealing with a knee injury. So now that left tackle job is all up in the air with the unofficial depth chart that came out yesterday had 3 guys listed at left tackle: Braxton, Kyra Magaji, and Jedrick Willis, who the Bears did trade for from the Cleveland Browns. But the biggest news, well, I guess the brightest news, rather, that the Bears did have in regards to left tackle and injuries, Ozzie Trapillo, the guy who started the most games last year at left tackle, the surprise, I guess, in as far as the draft was concerned, from the 2025 draft is concerned. He is well ahead of schedule. For those who are uninitiated, let me recap. He injured himself in that playoff game against the Packers. I think the second to last series. He had a patella tendon injury. That is a very devastating injury, especially for somebody his size. He is a mountain of a man. He is, well, I think 6'7", 350, somewhere in there. They're saying, well, not they, Ryan Poles in his press conference yesterday, or 2 days ago, he said they are mapping out a plan to start putting him in pads this month or the beginning of September. We didn't think he'd be back. Well, let me say, I didn't think he'd be back at all in 2026. I didn't think there was any chance that that Ozzie Trapillo would play in 2026. Just the nature of that injury and the history surrounding it, and the type of what position he plays in football and his size. But to hear that that they are mapping out a plan to put him back in practice sooner rather than later, that was shocking.
Okay. Dave, any headliners out of Minnesota this week?
Well, you talked about big news. I've got short news. The we would have won. Kyler Murray was selected to be our starting quarterback week 1. The competition is officially over. Not that it was not such a foregone conclusion he was going to win. He did not, when we looked at last Saturday and our Saturday night practice and all that, he didn't run away with it, but neither did JJ McCarthy run away taking it from him. So we're going with the experienced vet, Kyler Murray, which is the best thing for the Minnesota Vikings to win. At least that's the thought. And so Kyler Murray's been taking all the reps now with the ones and doing well the last couple of days with having, the confidence of the team and the fan base and everybody else behind him. So that's the biggest storyline. Now we're getting back to some real football analytics. Is everybody else saying, well, who else is playing on the team? Because everybody was watching the QB competition. I can't think of any other big storylines than that. There are a few, we have guys that are playing well in training camp, doing well both on defense and offense, and we're going to let that play out some more as we come into preseason, which starts for us on Saturday.
I think the number 72 is not important for you guys up there as well.
Number 72?
72 days until Modern Warfare drops. Yeah, clap it up, Kyler.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
Wow. B. Foster, any news out of Detroit?
Well, it would not be Detroit if we didn't start it off on a unfortunate note as far as retirements and injuries during camp. Starting with Teddy Bridgewater, who announced his retirement. Dan Campbell broke the news at the press conference and sounded pretty choked up. He got to reminiscing about the past and how back when he coached in New Orleans and Drew Brees, I think he broke his finger or something like that. And Teddy Bridgewater stepped in and went 5-0 without Drew Brees. But, they go way back. And we wish the best of luck to Teddy Bridgewater, whether he goes back to coaching or just, chills, because the knee injury that he suffered in Minnesota, I believe, almost took his career. Was it in Minnesota?
It was Minnesota.
Yes.
Was that the worst injury he had?
Did he also have lost his leg?
But he also had the collapsed lung, punctured lung situation in LA.
Yeah. But yeah. So the punctured lung is obviously serious too. But yeah. So he's finally calling it quits, I think, for good, because he already retired once. But
he said it's for good.
But yeah, for good. So best of wishes to him. We've already signed his replacement, who is the rocket scientist, which I think is he had a very interesting introductory. I think he flew right into DTW. On his own plane.
Josh
not a rocket,
Dobbs, the Pastronaut.
The Pastronaut, that's what it is. Yeah, no, not a rocket, just a regular airplane. If that's something that's regular for your backup quarterback, but so we have that going on. So he's getting well adjusted. Obviously, he's intelligent enough to, figure out all the different sets and things of that nature. But he's brand new. But outside of that,
for NASA for a while,
right. So he's up top.
He's a legit rocket scientist.
Yeah.
I wonder what he thinks about us losing gravity for 7 seconds today.
I don't know nothing about that.
Oh, okay. Continue, Foster.
Throwing me for a loop. But outside of that, we got some bad news regarding our free agent, our biggest free agent, Cade Mays, similar to the Kobe Bryant situation, where our new toy, we already broke it, as Mr. Lyons would say. But yeah, he's out 8 to 10 weeks with a broken wrist. And also Isaiah Pacheco, we talked about it a little bit as far as his injury history, but he will also be out till week 1. But Dan Campbell didn't sound, super, worried about that particular situation. So that's that. And then also they announced that Kirby Joseph will be away with some personal issues, but he's on the Brian Branch plan, as they call it, meaning that he should be ready to go in some point in September. So not week 1, but sooner rather than later.
Who's the beat writer for the Lions? Because there's only 3 weeks in September. If he's not ready for week 1, I think they could be a little bit more clear about that.
I think they said the 20. Did they say the 29th? Is that for some reason the 29th sticks out to me as a date? 3 weeks. You mean 3 weeks?
There's only 3 football weeks. In September.
Yeah. So maybe September just sounds nice because that's the first month of the season. But we did have some good news. We talked about it we talked about the hold-in, or the ending of the hold-in last week with Mr. Jahmyr Gibbs, and he is now a paid man, and he's got a record-setting contract, just a little bit higher than Bijan Robinson's contract, but that is a 3-year, $67.5 million contract, which is worth up to 75.5, including incentives, and 51 million of it is guaranteed. So I even pulled out the whole tinfoil hat of how long we could possibly stretch it out before we would have to. That sounds crazy. Before we would have to pay him. Have to extend him, but that's all out of the way because we extended him early this week. It hasn't been that long, so
he's crazy. Very tight.
The what is a better word I can use? The contract is fulfilled. But yeah, that was some big news for us, along with the backup being hurt for the foreseeable future. So we're gonna lean more on that news more so than the injury side of things.
Okay, well, we all are going through the dog days of camp. I want to know if anybody has any surprises as far as news on possible cuts, because I know we have one here in Detroit, which his name is popping up on the radar of a possible cut. And I'm just wondering, do you guys have anybody on your team that you probably didn't think would be in that conversation that's happening, or is everything going smooth? Because I know we have one in particular that surprised me, and they keep saying it.
Who is it?
Foster, you want to tell them about it?
Nah, go ahead. Because I'm sure I know what it is.
You know who I'm talking about.
I don't think Foster does.
What, you talking about Rakestraw?
No, not him.
Oh.
He wouldn't be a surprising thing. McCreary.
Oh. I heard that he's struggling, but I ain't heard that they might really.
There's been a lot of saying about him. Could be on the chopping block. Said he hasn't played very well. They're just saying that he's not what they expected, and he's played so poorly. It's not that he's just what's up, Tim? It's not that he's just performing. It's not that he's not making plays. He's just playing poorly, like horrible. And this is a free agent signing that we got, and we had a depleted defensive backfield, and he's one of those first signings that we got. And I'm surprised they're talking about he could be on the chopping block this early. How bad do you have to play to be on the chopping block?
Tomorrow.
What's that?
So we'll see what he got tomorrow when it's halfway significant and real, I guess.
Dave, you have any news like that or any rumors going around?
Well, we've got a few that can be cut. We got 4 quarterbacks on the roster right now.
You're only going to carry
Max
2, right?
Rosemer, our 4th string, who started a couple games last year and was horrible. The former University of Minnesota player, but who is very, very smart and knows who will probably become a very good coach. He's possibly gone. Ivan Pace Jr., people are saying is gone. I don't think so, because everybody's saying, well, you signed Jamal Adams. Jamal Adams this week got moved to safety, his original position in the NFL. I think B-Flow is auditioning him for the elder statesman conductor role on the defense, formerly held by Harrison Hitman Smith, who there's still no word on. When it comes to wide receivers, we've got some at the bottom of the roster that are probably going to go, but nothing is shocking except for the rumor that the national media keeps trying to push on the Vikings. Now that Kyler Murray won the starting job, the national media wants J.J. McCarthy to express the need for a trade.
Already?
Yep. And we've already got articles out about, well, this team would be good, this team would be good, this team would be good, this team would be good. What would we get for him?
Didn't we hypothesize that weeks ago?
We did. But it was Pro Football Talk did it this week. They aren't the only one. There's quite a few that have done it. Now that, as of Tuesday, it was made official that Murray's the starter. I don't think it's going to happen. Kevin O'Connell says, no, we're happy with JJ. We're going to develop him some more. We think he has, he didn't say the word potential, but that's what he's basically calling it for. That he was a little bit too young, and we're going to develop him because we haven't a clue what's going to happen after this season.
Because Kyler's on a 1-year deal, right? Kyler a 1-year non-tag contract. So I agree with Chris Viking. I've said it from the whole time.
I very well could. Chris may be 100% correct.
For those audio listeners, Chris Viking 30 in the comments. Bye KOC. You start Murray, you will get fired. That only turns up the temperature. I understand why you bring him in, because 2024 first round pick, probably a bust. But the second you bring in the replacement already, and then bring in Kyler to supplant him, it only turns up the temperature on your seat.
Mm-hmm. Now, supposedly it's not hot at this point. But boy, is it heating up already. That's the truth. And he hasn't won a playoff game.
And he has a new boss.
And he has a new boss.
Those your
that has no ties to any of these players. I shouldn't say any. He brought in a couple, but no ties to the draft, no ties to anything. So, but our rookies are looking good.
It's supposed to be a better quarterback class in 2027, correct?
That is correct. But problem is our defense, like I've told you guys before, is going to make the rest of the NFC North and the NFL cry. They look so good. And with competent quarterback play, we should at least finish around 500, which puts us in the drafting in the 20 range, which makes getting those top quarterbacks more difficult.
I think 500 is fair.
We'll see. Hey, we could finish. A friend of mine said floor of 3 and whatever, 14.
Oh my God.
And ceiling, we could win the division. It's literally that up in the air.
Kyler Murray's the quarterback. Division winner, Kyler Murray.
If he equals his best seasons.
His best seasons was never a division winner.
No, but if he could equal the production, his completion percentage rank, his normal yards per attempt rank versus where he's regressed on that.
All those good things, 67% of 3,800 yards to 4,000 yards, somewhere in that range. 6 wins.
Not when our defense holds you under 10 points.
Okay. I didn't know you had the 85 Bears.
Literally, they look that good.
I will remove myself from that conversation then.
Now, your head coach put out a statement today about how he wants to have the highest scoring offense in NFL history. He wants shutouts and he wants domination or something to that effect. And which I think offensive head coach, that's exactly the attitude they should have.
It was a story written by Dan Pompei in The Athletic in which Ben Johnson said these comments. Ben Johnson's a madman. If you do not subscribe to The Athletic, you should do so. You should support journalism. You should support good journalism, not that hack stuff. But The Athletic, I love it. In that article that Dave is citing, Ben Johnson is really intense. One of the players, Sam Roush, rookie tight end that we drafted in the 3rd round, I believe, caught Ben very early at the facility. Like, do you sleep here? Yeah, because he said he had bed hair or whatever. He was like, and you know what? If Ben does sleep at the facility, that would track. I would hope he doesn't, because he has a family. He has a family he needs to be attending to. But if he does sleep at the facility, it would not shock me. That's not shocking whatsoever. The thing I got from that article, other than the high aspirations that I think that I want my coach to have, and I think all coaches to have, the thing I got from that is the same thing I said last summer. I would run through a wall on a cliff overlooking an ocean just to play football for Ben Johnson.
Oh.
Cute.
He is super intense. He get you motivated, but I can definitely see that. I can definitely. I don't want to say foretell, but I can see players getting very tired of this as the years go on. I mean, it takes a special type of communicator to keep guys locked into that type of motivational tactic. Just reading some of the excerpts from that Dan Pompey when he sat in on some of the meetings, and Ben did say in the article that we're in the entertainment business. It's sports, but it's still entertainment. We got to play up. We got to do some things for show. And I know Ben knows ball. I like that out of him.
Nice.
He definitely does. And any offensive-minded head coach or OC should have that same sort of mentality.
Rabbit dog.
Mm-hmm. Now, we happen to have a defense with similar mentality, but it's just the offense. I question.
The offense or
our offense? Yes, the Vikings offense. They've never had the killer instinct. I'm going to put my boot on your neck and run up the score. They haven't had that since Denny Green.
We are who they thought we are.
Mm-hmm.
They are who they were.
Look,
rest in peace, Denny Green.
Let's take a quick break. If you're watching, give us about 10 seconds. If you're listening, you're going to hear some wonderful ads. Hey, I don't know if you answered the question of the rumblings. Any players that you that surprised you of hearing the notion of being cut?
Actually, no. There has been little to no talks about anybody on the cut line or surprise roster trim downs from the Bears. It's all been. And we talked about in the episode we dropped early this morning, just our recap of what's going on with Bears camp. The injuries have overshadowed a lot of other stuff going on with camp. There's players who are having great camps, and there might be some players who are holding on for dear life just to keep a job in the NFL. But that's getting no traction with the beat writers and anybody else that's coming in and checking out the Bears. Ian Rappaport, who does his whip around. Everything's been injuries and what's Caleb doing? That's just been it, which is a detriment to actually covering a team, I guess. But to answer your question, not really. And if I was to even surmise anybody that I would think would be a surprise, I don't know. I think all the principal players are pretty secure.
Okay. Any surprises though? Names that are doing very well in camp that you're hearing about? Not surprises, but who are your bright spots you're hearing about in camp? Outside of Caleb,
haven't been injured.
DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift is having a great camp right now. Costa Loveland, your boy, Michigan. Ooh, those Michigan guys. You know what? Sidebar. I grew up a Michigan Wolverine fan, football fan, right?
Did you?
I did. I grew up a Michigan football fan. Coach, what was it? Coach Carr.
Yeah.
Coach Lloyd Carr was my boy. Smitty, my boy. Woody, my bad. Woody was my boy. So, but as I've gotten older, I don't really follow college football that heavy no more. But I didn't know this week, and I didn't know Michigan was a gang. Just reading that headline from Adam Schefter when he talked about J.J. McCarthy will have to settle for being the backup. Like, excellent wording there, guys. Good job. You guys stick together. Shout out to you guys.
They stick together.
Yeah, gang. But Colson loves him. He's having a phenomenal camp for the Chicago Bears. Jalen Johnson, a guy, and again, another guy who you have to watch for to make sure he doesn't turn up lame or anything like that. He's having a tremendous camp as well. I'm glad that he's showing up every day because, he's still working his way. It was less than a year ago that he had a very extensive core and surgery. They say it takes about a year, maybe a year and a half to come back from, but he's been in camp every day and he's been locking shit down. So shout out to those three guys. I think they've been the stars of camp so far.
Okay. Dave, any stars out of camp? Who's doing well over there in Vikings land?
Who's doing well?
Yeah.
We have on the defensive side, we have Chuck Demings, a rookie at corner, who has been absolutely outstanding. He has stuck in the side pocket of Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison both. He's causing them problems. The fact that we've got a rookie corner that can do that has been absolutely amazing. Now, will he start is the question mark. Because we have obviously 3 corners ahead of him on the depth chart. He's right now CB4. Will he move into the CB3 range? We'll find out. That's one of the biggest standouts so far this training camp. And the other standout is our running game. And that we credit Frank Smith, our new assistant head coach that we hired. He's implementing a new wide zone versus mid zone run scheme. That with our new O-line coach, Keith Carter, has the offensive line just loving it. It's a faster, more aggressive type of blocking style, and he's preaching aggression, which the big round bellies absolutely love. It resulted today in a Jordan Mason 50-yard run untouched. And 11 on 11s. And that is something that, hey, it's training camp. You do the 2-hand touch deal, and it's basically that. He was untouched. The hole was that large. It's just boom. That's against our defense. And it's amazing. We've got rookies on the defensive line that are starting to stand out. We have second-year players, third-year players on the defensive line. It's just all coming together. It's the offense. It's getting that into a rhythm and getting Kyler Murray to get comfortable and make the proper decisions and throw consistently further downfield than he prefers. Because over last year and the year before, he's a short yardage guy and super high behind the line of scrimmage. I think part of that was because he played for Arizona, and they're a horrible franchise. But hopefully that'll break out and they'll get towards, no, I'm going to go deep. I'm going to go across the middle, intermediate, all that sort of stuff to play in to Kevin O'Connell's search for explosives. But on the offense, the one thing that has me smiling is what it looks like our run game's going to look like, and the fact that we're putting effort into it. Now, let's see how long it lasts with Kevin O'Connell, because he tends to get the DTs, detoxification jitters, when he's not throwing down the field for 20 yards on each pass play. But we'll see.
Might need to speak to somebody about that.
And he does, but that's beside the point. That's why we got the cat from Miami.
Okay. B. Foster, who the bright stars you named you're hearing coming out of camp this week?
Well, one name that keeps jumping out is Ahmed Hassanin He was a highly productive edge out of Boise State last year. He missed all of last season with a shoulder injury, I believe, but he's been making a lot of noise. He's making a move to the big end position, so more focused on the run stopping side of things. But Dan Campbell's sung pretty high praises of him. Says that he's very fiery. Sometimes they kind of gotta rear him, make him chill out a little bit. Because he's got a heavy, he's got a crazy motor, and yeah. So that's one of the guys that I'm interested in getting a chance to see play in preseason action. Dan Campbell actually also had high praises about Devin White, who played for the Raiders last year. Said that he saw glimpses of how he was in Tampa Bay back when Dan was the coach of the New Orleans Saints. Says that he looks really fast out there, and that we'll definitely get a chance to see him in the preseason game as well. But he said that he's a different guy than they saw in Vegas last year, which he didn't play for a great team, but he's definitely made a boatload of tackles last year. So outside of that, Blake Miller is somebody. Well, that's more on the negative side of things. But I'll just throw it out there. Dan Campbell says that he wants to see more consistency from him. And the fact that he gets to practice against Ed Hutch and DJ Wanham is going to help him. But on any given play, it's the consistency's not there. You'll see a really good rep, and then the next one you can see a pretty bad rep. So he actually, as far as the first official depth chart, they had him behind Borum. So that was an interesting thing, because initially they said that he was getting a lot of the first team reps, but I think that they are starting. They're gonna and he needs his reps for sure, but I think they're gonna move him along a little bit slower, and if he's not ready, then they're not going to force him into action. So those are the main highlighted names that I saw. He did talk about Jackson Meeks, who played wide receiver last year and actually had a really good camp and a really good preseason. But he did make that move to tight end, and Dan Campbell said that was going to be his best opportunity to make the team. And they can see the athleticism, how that athleticism moving from outside to in, shows out a lot more, because he said that this receiving core is the best it's the best receiving core from top to bottom that he's seen as of yet. So that's pretty interesting that he would say that, because we've had some pretty good guys in there. Khalif Raymond's gone. Reynolds was a pretty good receiver as well. So, but he said this is the best receiver room that he's seen since we've been here. So,
yeah, to touch on that, I've heard good things out of people I'm supposed to hear stuff about. It was quoted earlier this couple days ago that St. Brown is having a good camp, and even quoted as saying that he's probably the best route running wide receiver in the league. That's what they're saying out of camp. They're saying J-Mo is really having a very, very good camp as well. That he's making all the catches, running better routes. Kind of cautiously optimistic about that. Is it J-Mo, or is it our CB2 that's just getting tore up? So.
Yeah, because as we talked about Ennis Rakestraw, and I think they even went as far as saying that J-Mo kind of pulled him aside and, hey, this is why I'm cooking you right here. Like, gave him some pointers so he can get right. So it's probably a mixed bag, but we know J-Mo's been doing it for the last couple of years at a pretty high level. So So yeah, that definitely room for a little bit of caution, because the CB2 has been a bit of a mixed bag.
Yeah.
I got a question for you guys. who does your? You said a depth chart came out. Who does that depth chart?
Oh, let's see.
It's we went over it. It's not what it should be.
When the
Yeah.
Vikings put theirs out, their quote unofficial.
Right.
It's done by the public affairs group in the organization with no input whatsoever from the coaches.
That's crazy.
Which sounds kind of, I mean, it's just not updated as far as injuries are concerned. It still has Cade Mays as the center. And what else did I see that just looked a little odd? Well, your boy Roger McCreary, June, is currently the number one nickelback, which not a lot of competition there. You got Christian Izzian, who I don't think is having a great camp either. So somebody's got to play it. And his registrar is another guy that, probably wouldn't take that spot. So he might be the nickelback by default. But other than that, it still has Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph also as the number one safeties, which essentially, I mean, I guess you could put them in red that, injured right now. But I mean, essentially they are the number one safeties whenever they get back.
All right. Well,
Are we going to talk about the Cheesers?
Say again.
Are we going to talk about the Cheesers?
They still in the league?
Yes, unfortunately.
If we must.
They have injuries too.
Oh, let's talk about the Cheesers.
Josh Jacobs with a groin.
Of course.
He's not the only one. There's a Chicago Bear with a groin as well.
Luther, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Luther Burden.
He plays.
That was interesting because I looked like, well, it could have popped his Achilles, could have, popped a knee, whatever it was. He landed funny.
You talking about what's the guy from Tech? Golden? Matthew Golden, is that what you're talking about?
Who on the Packers are we talking about?
Oh,
you said Luther Burden plays for the Bears. That's why Pay is confused.
No, he mentioned the groin injury, and I said, "Who's that? Luther with the groin injury?"
Yeah. Now, but the Packers, it's Josh Jacobs, star running back.
Nice.
He's going to miss the rest of the week and a preseason opener against Pittsburgh, and
he's good.
What it is.
Burden good. Okay.
They're having problems on their offensive line. They're having problems with receivers. Good. The more problems they have, the better.
Yeah.
I'm reading where they're questioning, does Jordan Love have to prove it again this year? Can he be consistent?
Did he ever prove it? What is the it?
I know. It's just, the international media and their love affair with everything cheese.
Love affair with love.
But
hopeless romantic.
But I just thought I'd give them, a couple minutes on this show since we are an NFC North.
I guess.
Allegedly.
Podcast.
I guess. What I want to do now, I want to go all around the room, and I want each of us to rank quarterbacks of the NFC North. And you can be biased if you like. I mean, it's okay. But we'll go around the room since we're talking about Jordan Love. We'll stick to that subject, and we'll talk about the quarterbacks in our league. But Foster, you go first. You rank the quarterbacks, the starting quarterbacks in the NFC North, 1 through 4.
I'm going Goff number 1. Caleb Williams number 2. Love number 3, and Murray number 4.
Sounds about fair. Pay.
Number 4.
Start with the easy one.
Jordan Love.
Oh.
Get out of here. Come on.
My list. Number 3. I'm going to go with I'm going to say slash number 3 because I'm not convinced that we don't see a double dose of quarterback out of Minnesota. So 2 is better than 1, and even though 1 is maybe a little bit of under the height requirement, but I'm still say 2 is better than 1 if the 1 is Jordan Love. Number 2, Jared Goff.
Okay.
Jared Goff is he's been a very consistent. I think he's a career Lion now, right? No, I don't think people think of him as a Ram anymore, do they?
He's got more passing yards and stuff as a Lion than he does as with the Rams.
Amazing how he turned his whole what do you want to say outlook out around going to Detroit. Because I mean, you can think about it. When they traded him to Detroit, the Rams threw him away. Yeah. They said, "Get him out of here." It was because he's a number 1 draft pick too, right? Just like Kyler Murray, just like Caleb Williams. It was like, I don't think this guy's got it made to be a top line quarterback, but hey,
we're going to take Stafford instead.
Goff may find himself in a Hall of Fame in a few years.
But Stafford probably will be there already.
Oh yeah, Stafford's definitely going to the Hall of Fame. I didn't think Stafford was a Hall of Famer until he got to LA.
Dave,
I had the computer do it for me. And the computer
no. We want your
robots on no ball.
Computer says, because I asked for highest floor and lowest, but highest floor gave Jordan Love, the professional quarterback from Green Bay, with the highest floor, proven playoff experience, and arm talent in a stable system. Is what he said.
What do you say? Playoffs?
Wait. See, this is what I say. This is what I mean when I say robots on no ball. Proven playoff experience.
Yes.
What does that mean for 1? For 2, the only experience he knows is losing.
Losing. I agree. It has number 2, Jared Goff. It says elite efficiency, scheme fit when protected. Big deal with Detroit now is their O-line problems, injuries, losing their best center. But number 3, it has Caleb Williams, highest ceiling of them all. That's what it says.
Youngest.
But still developing. Going into year 3. Then it has Kyler Murray, followed by J.J. McCarthy. And it says Kyler Murray, best supporting cast of his career. Correct. Of Kyler Murray's career.
Did he ever play with Larry Fitzgerald?
He did.
He did.
Young or old?
Oh, yeah. Old Larry, but even old Larry was still
a Hall of Famer. Yeah.
He was cold.
No, he had some decent wide receivers through his time down in Arizona, but Arizona's crap. Dual threat upside, but injury history and recent inconsistencies keep him fourth. That's what the computer says. Now,
I don't know. I got to think about that comment about this is his best surrounding cast. I don't know. Arizona's put some talent around him. But,
I'm thinking about rookie of the year, as Tim points out.
And he was rookie. He was.
So,
losing season.
But we'll find out come this year. Now, who I have as the best quarterback in this division, I would say it's Jared Goff. I have Caleb Williams number 2 with obviously probably the most potential because he's developing. He's only in year 3. It takes quarterbacks generally until they're getting their upper 20s. And then I don't put Jordan Love on the list anywhere because he's too inconsistent. He may beat J.J. McCarthy.
That's an interesting comment. Murray had A.J. Green and DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, I mean,
he was with him.
AJ was past his prime, though, right?
Yeah, he was, but DeAndre Hopkins was the best receiver in the league for a good little while. Well, him and old boy in Green Bay, they battled it out, but DeAndre Hopkins was a dog with Larry.
But number 3, I put Kyler Murray, hoping that KOC works his magic on him.
He's got weapons. Definitely got weapons.
Yeah, he's always had weapons. Always had weapons.
But he hasn't had a no line or an offensive system.
He said Green was not past his prime. Get out of here. And Tim would know because he started off with the Bengals.
Right, yeah. I mean, I well, when I think of Green, I think of Bengals. That's why.
Green was past his prime while he was still in Cincinnati. So.
Oh, whoa. Hey, that's a different subject. Ah, okay. Before you get Tim started, we'll go around the room one last time and have any closing notes, man. Anything you want to include that's going up, anything you're optimistic about. I know we'll start off with Foster because tomorrow the lights are on. So, Foster, we'll start with you. What are you looking forward to this week as far as with the Lions or any?
I'm looking forward to the first look at the number or the first round pick, Blake Miller. There's been a lot of to do about his camp. So they said that Dan Campbell said that who did he say we wouldn't see? I can't remember who he said we wouldn't see, but he said we would definitely see Blake Miller. So I definitely want to see what the offensive line looks like. Whoever does play, I know Sewell's not playing, Goff's not playing, a couple of different guys aren't playing. But also
they're playing game 2. Apparently, supposedly they're playing game 2, but not game 1.
Right. But also the secondary. Obviously, the top 2 guys are out safety wise. So we'll get a good opportunity to see Abney and Ennis Rekestra, who hasn't played football since last preseason. And then, as I spoke about earlier, Ahmed Hassanin, I want to see what he looks like. He looked good last preseason before he got hurt. So yeah, that's the main things. The offense, I'm not really worried about outside of the offensive line, but you're not going to see Brown. You're not going to see Gibbs. I don't think, so. Yeah.
For our listeners, who are you playing tomorrow?
Oh, cool. We're playing Tim's Cincinnati Bengals, and they are playing their starters for a couple. Man, my words are gone.
A couple of series.
You're
I was going to say you're having a really bad episode today.
Yeah, and I'm sober. That's the sad. That's the sad part.
Showers, bro. you call in the bullpen.
Call in the bullpen. But yeah, so that'll be a good opportunity for our twos to go against their ones, and hopefully we still make them look bad. But we usually suck in the preseason. I'm never impressed with how we look in the preseason.
Nah.
It's a turn. The Bears play Cincinnati this preseason as well. Well, no, I think we just have a joint practice with Cincinnati. Good segue. I think I froze up again, but anyway, good segue is that I don't know who the Bears are playing in preseason. I don't know if they're going to play their stars. It has not been announced yet. With all the injuries that the Bears are having, I hope whatever plan it was, it gets reduced a little bit, because definitely don't need any more surprises on the injury front for the Chicago Bears. But the Bears do play this weekend against the Cleveland Browns.
Ohio team.
If it's brown, flush it down.
Hell yeah.
Dave.
Now, as I said before, Green Bay plays Pittsburgh tomorrow night it's the revenge game of Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, right. Minnesota plays the New York Giants on Saturday. And it's going to be interesting. They have a new coach, Mr. Harbaugh. But I expect it's going to be starters maybe play one series, then bubble wrap it goes, probably for the rest of the preseason. That's generally how KOC works it. Do I agree with it? No, but it is what it is. But Harbaugh does the same thing. So it's just going to be an evaluation of young talent. It's going to be interesting to see. I expect J.J. McCarthy to get quite a few. He'll probably get most of the first half. And I look forward to hopefully him balling out.
Any chances that he goes crazy in preseason and he earns that starting job? Will they do that, or is this just written?
No, they won't do it. But
I was thinking that too.
I want to see him go crazy in the preseason and just make them rethink their decision. But we'll see. He's got to. The only problem with JJ is his mental processing has been inconsistent. Sometimes he can get through the progression, boom, 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 boom. Throw the ball on time, beautiful ball. He's worked on all his stuff. He's thrown beautiful balls now. The whole works, and it's great. And other times it's like he's just a tad bit, quarter second late, and then, oh, fuck, I got to gun it.
Depends on that arm strength, yeah.
It's that's his issue. And hopefully with more time and more practice and more reps, he'll get it.
Third off season in that same system, though.
Right. But he couldn't do anything in the first one.
I mean, you still had the playbook. I mean, you still had
the
access to all the tape.
plays, except for KOC is modifying the playbook, and even both of them are getting new plays this year. What is he modifying for? KOC loves to play quarterback under center. Does it over 50% of the time. The Shanahan offense, McVay, Shanahan type offense works great out of under center. Well, somebody's used to playing in shotgun and pistol. So we're incorporating more shotgun and pistol. However, that is actually a disadvantage because linebackers, when they're keying either on the O-line at the guards or whatever, or they're looking at the quarterback, when the quarterback comes out from under center and you got the big lineman in front moving and everything going crazy, they tend to lose the quarterback, especially when he's wee little. You put him back in pistol or in shotgun, they don't lose him. They know where he's at. They keep an eye on it, even with the O-line moving in front of him. So we'll see.
Okay. Well, that'll about wrap it up for today's show. We'll go around the room one last time so we can tell the people again who, just in case they missed it, where they can find you, what's the next thing you got going on, whatever. Just shout it out, let people know where you're from before we get out of here. Hey, we're gonna let you go because ain't no telling how long you're gonna be here.
Blame it on StreamYard. But check out the episode we did today. We talked about all the injuries going around the Chicago Bears roster. Luther Burden, Kobe Bryant, and all of the guys who's having a fantastic camp so far, and as well as some of the other underlying news that's happening. So you can check that out at the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel, available on YouTube and anywhere else you get your podcast. Coming up, we do have our Chicago Cubs and our Chicago White Sox shows for the remainder of the week. And as always, every week you will have a Chicago Bears, Chicago Bears, White Sox, and Cubs informal show. But be on the lookout. This is for you, Dave. The boss of the Chicago Bears, McCaskey, he did say there's going to be some news coming up soon this week on Stadium.
Heaven, here we come.
Don't get your hopes up. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a word salad with nothing else going on. I promise you that. But check everything out. Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel.
B. Foster.
Yeah. Tigers in the midst of a race of sorts. I think we were 1 game back, 1 game back in the wild card, 3.5 back in the wild, 2.5 back of the the AL Central. So we are heavy in a race, even though we sold this year. So very reminiscent of last year. We got the Guardians coming up in a little bit. So yeah, stay tuned for Corner to Copa. We're following that all the way down to the very end. And yeah, outside of that, Pistons training camp should be soon. Yeah, and of course the Lions every Wednesday. You can catch us right here on Bleachers to Speakers.
Yeah, I want to remind everybody we're getting that much closer to that 500 subscriber mark. So make sure you subscribe to Bleachers to Speakers on YouTube. We are getting there. We started to really get a campaign going about a month ago. We were about 300 subscribers, and we've added about close to 200 over the past month. So we just need a few more. But we won't stop there. We're shooting for 1,000, but we got to get to 500 first.
Mhm.
Fellas, thank you for being here. Great show. I think me and Foster, we got to do a Pistons show soon. So I'll get with you offline after that. Continue to watch Bleachers and Speakers because there's other stuff going on. Like Foster said, got the Tiger stuff going on. Also Pistons and Lions stuff. And we do have a preseason game tomorrow, which me and Foster don't put a lot of stock in. But if we look excellent, we're going to talk about it. Okay.
Super Bowl.
It matters if we look good. I'm telling you that right now. I'm just going to put it out there. Fellas, you enjoy your evening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to Bleachers and Speakers on YouTube.
Get your lick back. If a nigga gon' do something, ain't no chit chat. Better stay up out the way, don't get your shit splat. Stop, let this shit slide and get your lick back. And get your lick back. Get your lick back.